Hello students. So today in this video we are going to discuss about acid in details. So this is the third video. Now we have already discussed this little bit in part 1. So what are the various types of acids? So this is the topic. So remember, acids, depending upon their origin, they are of two types. One is mineral acid, in which minerals are present. They are highly reactive, highly corrosive. And second is the natural acids, which are normally known as organic acid, because they are present in the natural food products like fruit, vegetable, etc. So this we have already done in the part 1. Now, depending upon the dilution with water, acid can be divided into two categories. One is the concentrated acid. Remember, when we are going to form acid which are available in our laboratory, so these are of two types. One is concentrated, which is basically made up by dissolving the acid that is available in gaseous form into the water. So when water amount is less, so it is going to form concentrated acid, and then when water amount is more, then it is going to form the next type of acid, that is the dilute acid. So depending upon the dilution with water, there are two types. One is concentrated acid and second is diluted acid or dilute acid. Remember, dilute acid can be formed with the help of concentrated acid by the addition of water. Remember, we have to be very careful when we are going to add water. Remember, we are not going to add water into the acid, but we can add, and we have to add acid into the water. So when we do the dilution, this we have to keep in mind, that acid can be added into the water, whereas water cannot be added into the acid. Otherwise, what will happen, if we are going to add water into the acid, then there will be a sudden reaction, that is exothermic reaction. That means heat will come out and it can explode also. So that is why we have to be very careful. So remember, we have to add acid into the water. That is to be taken carefully. Now let us discuss something about the properties of acid. Already we have done some properties of acid, that acid have sour taste, and yes, it can turn blue litmus paper into the red. So that we have already done in the first part of the video, and we have discussed that acids are corrosive in nature, specifically the mineral acid, and it can corrode even metals like iron, like aluminum. So that is why when we store the acid, so we generally store it in glass container. We do not use metal container, otherwise it is going to react with the metals, and yes, the container will be spoiled. Similarly, acid can conduct electricity. This is also one of the important characteristic or property of acid, that they can conduct electricity. And yes, acids are soluble in water. So these are the various properties of acid. And because of these properties only, we can use these acids in many purposes. Okay, now we can discuss some reactions, some chemical properties about these acids. So remember, acids can react with metal. So this is the most important property, chemical property of the acid. So now remember one thing, in every acid, like hydrochloric acid, this is HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, this is sulfuric acid, HNO3, this is nitric acid. So remember, in every acid, even in, these are the mineral acid, even in the natural acid also, there is one common atom which you will find in their formula, and this atom is hydrogen atom. So here you can see one hydrogen is present, here you can see two hydrogen is present, here you can see single hydrogen is present. So in every acid, hydrogen atom is present. Now what will happen when this acid, normally dilute acid, going to react with metal, so they are going to form two products. One is salt and second is hydrogen gas. So these two products are going to release. So you can see in this reaction equation, you can see zinc, which is a metal, it is going to react with acid like sulfuric acid. So what will happen, a salt is going to produce, and this is salt, zinc sulfate is salt, and second product is hydrogen gas which is going to release. Remember, when this reaction take place, so what basically happens, this metal is going to replace this hydrogen part. Metal is going to replace this hydrogen part from the sulfuric acid, and yes, zinc is going to replace H2. So now the salt is going to form is ZnSO4, that is zinc sulfate, and this hydrogen will be released in the form of gas. So this is the reaction between the metal and acid. So you can watch this reaction in this particular slide. So here I have added zinc metal. So bottom, this is the zinc metal in the sulfuric acid. So bubbles are coming out. So again you can watch. So by adding zinc metal into the sulfuric acid in test tube. So this is the test tube, glass test tube. This is the test tube. So bubbles are going to form. And yes, remember, this bubbles are basically the bubbles of gas, that is hydrogen gas. So this is hydrogen gas which is coming out as bubble. And why it is forming? Because of the replacement of hydrogen from the acid. So this hydrogen gas is free to release, and this replacement is done by the metal. In here it is zinc. So you can perform this reaction with the other metals like iron also, like magnesium also, and even aluminium also. So same hydrogen gas is going to form, same bubbles will come out when we are going to perform this type of reaction with the acid. But remember, if you are using copper, silver, gold, or even platinum, so this bubbling, that is hydrogen gas, is not going to produce. Why? Because copper, silver, gold, they cannot replace hydrogen from acid because they are non-reactive. Why? Because these are non-reactive metals. They are very much stable also. Though, two things are there. One is stable and one is non-reactive. So both are same. So these metals are non-reactive and stable. So that is why they cannot react with acid. They cannot release hydrogen from it. So that is why they are not going to produce any hydrogen gas. Now moving on to the other chemical property, that is reaction with carbonates. Normally carbonates and acid, when this reaction take place, here also salts are going to produce as in the case of first reaction, but the gas which is going to release will be carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide will be released. So again, one more thing, carbonates compounds are like sodium bicarbonate, in which carbonate is present, carbonate compound is present. So sodium bicarbonate and calcium carbonate, these are the normal type of carbonate compound which are available to us. So sodium bicarbonate is the baking soda. If you could remember, it is baking soda, and calcium carbonate is the chalk powder. So these are the normally available carbonate compound. So when this reaction will take place, so we can react this bicarbonate salt with the acid like vinegar. So this is going to produce salt and carbon dioxide, and yes, water will also produce. So we can watch this reaction here also. So here baking soda and vinegar both are reacting. So in the spoon I have taken baking soda, that is sodium bicarbonate, and in the presence of vinegar, that is acetic acid. So what will happen, this is the acetic acid I am pouring into the glass. So now adding baking soda, so this bubbles will come out. So why these bubbles are coming out? This is the bubbles of this gas, that is carbon dioxide. Remember, so this is how carbon dioxide can be produced. So these bubbles are basically due to the production of carbon dioxide. Remember, this reaction, you can take any carbonate salt, not only baking soda, you can take any carbonate salt, and instead of vinegar, we can take other acids also. This is acetic acid. So we can take other acids also like sulfuric acid. So carbon dioxide is going to release when we are using carbonate salt. Remember, don't perform this activity at your home. This is little bit risky. So if you are performing, be careful. Take small amount of acid, that is vinegar, and small amount of baking soda, and you can have this reaction, but be careful. Okay, now moving ahead. Yes, acid can react with base, although we have already completed this part in the second video. So acid and base both can combine with each other to form salt and water, and this reaction is normally known as neutralization reaction. So remember, acid plus base, we have already did this experiment. in which sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid we have taken, and sodium chloride salt was formed and water is going to produce. Now we are going to discuss the uses of acids. So acids like hydrochloric acids are present in are used in many purposes. Like they can be used to remove scales formed inside the boilers, which are used in industry for the power for the steam production, which is going to produce power. So that scale which are going to deposit inside the boiler can be removed with the help of this acid. Yes, hydrochloric acid plus nitric acid, they are going to form a new type of compound, that is aqua regia. Remember, this is the king of acid. Remember, aqua regia is the king of acids. So this acid can dissolve even gold and platinum also. So normally the jewelers use these combination of acid to purify the gold or to remove the stain from the gold. So okay, now moving on to the other acid, that is the sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acids are used to make fertilizers like DAP, like superphosphate. So this is the use of sulfuric acid. And remember, it is used in batteries also, like car batteries, like inverter batteries. And similarly, same time, sulfuric acid can be used to make detergents also. And yes, it is used in textile industry, paper industry, and leather industries also. And yes, there are one more type of acid, that is nitric acid, which can be used for making urea. Again, it is a type of fertilizer. It can be used to make explosive like TNT. So this nitric acid can be used, and yes, it is again present in aqua regia with the hydrochloric acid that we have already discussed. And yes, remember, nitric acid can be used for extraction of metals from their ores. So this is all about the acid in detail, and rest of the thing will be discussed in the part 4 and part 5 video.